Hey YouTube, Lawler here as always. A couple weeks back we talked about FIFA E and how some regions were and weren't competing, and we have now some updates and some details to the format as well as how qualifications are going to go down. As always, if you guys want to stay up to date on all things Rocket League, make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, notifications down below, hit up the socials. Links to this document will also be down below, but with that said, let's jump straight into it. If you guys did not see the regional qualifier post from FIFA E directly on their website, I'm here to break it down for you. A lot of conversations around the FIFA E World Cup that's going to be going down in December, which is also why there's got to be a big gap. If you guys didn't watch the 2026 kind of roadmap video yesterday for the RLCS season, they've also got to find a way to do their kickoff tournament and then this. Big assumption, if you make the kickoff tournament, you're going to fly directly to this right after. Pretty crazy stuff, though. Either way, we have a lot of regions in, and a lot of people saw this graphic during the RLCS World Championship, and USA was included. Everybody's like, wait, I thought USA wasn't involved. What's going down? There is a very good likelihood that the U.S. Soccer Federation is not directly involved, but you can still have North American representation at the event. Still some clarifications and things that they have to figure out. I have a contact that works for the U.S. Soccer Federation that I've been trying to talk to, and there's only so much information that they're aware of, so we'll see how that plays out. Either way, the event itself, a lot of people are excited about 2025. Last year was pretty cool where they did sets of 2, round robin, very competitive. But what they're doing this year is no longer are they doing invites. They're doing qualifications, which I am a huge fan of. The way they're going to do this is there's a defined number of qualification spots per region. So as for the full breakup and the full breakdown of how things are going to play, during October, so again, in a very short amount of time, like if you guys thought there was an off season, say goodbye. It is non-stop. From October 16th to the 19th, Asia East and OCE are going to play in their qualifier with the following countries: Guam, Hong Kong/China, Indonesia, New Zealand, India, Bangladesh, Australia, Brunei, and then Malaysia. Each one of these regions will have a team that signs up and competes, and whoever makes it out of it, 2 teams, so whoever makes the grand final gets a spot to compete at the LAN in Riyadh. That is how it is playing out. So out of all of these, pick your favorite 2. My assumption it's going to be Australia and probably, I don't know if New Zealand has enough outside of Kami. Kami's not playing anymore. But yeah, you try to figure out who are the 2 best. Australia is probably number 1. Assumption is going to be the wild card boys are going to sign up and win. But whoever makes the grand final, those are 2 countries that get to go and represent FIFA E World Cup. There's Esports Nations Cup as well coming next year, so it's all complicated. They then have Asia West with the following regions. These are all going to be new. They will send 1 team, so we will have a different region represented. Yeah, I do agree. Sphinx, Kevin, and all those guys, pretty talented. You've also got LCT, who is from Malaysia. You've got Maxu, which is probably an option, so that's the assumption. So again, you're not going to see changes. A new country that is going to be having representation. We then have North and Central America. Only 1 team. You would assume it's USA, but I've seen USA fumble the bag. But the hope is that we actually see the NRG boys sign up and they go and take the spot. So only 1 coming from there. In South America, we then have a lot, obviously Chile, Brazil, Argentina. There are some very, very talented players. They're going to be sending 2. If I had to guess, it'll be Brazil and Argentina. Unfortunately for Razebull, he's going to have a better luck next time. But who knows? Maybe Shad and those guys can play upset. We'll have to wait and see. There's possibilities. But the assumption is Furia goes and does their thing. But again, with how we've seen KV, one of the boys from Team Secret, play, maybe a little bit of a mix-up. Maybe an early preview of what could be Furia next season. Pretty exciting stuff there. We then have Europe to follow. And because Europe has so many dang countries, they do have different groups. And there will be 7 that make it through. Their format's a little bit different, and I highly recommend going back and looking at this document and this blog post to see the different formats that they're using, because each one is different. But there are going to be 7 teams, so majority of the teams that come through, which makes sense. Out of all of these groups, favorites have been in the past, obviously the Netherlands, Italy probably going to be pretty strong. As for Group B, Belgium's pretty strong. England's pretty strong. Potentially Norway. We'll see. Group D, obviously France. Poland isn't a bad shout. And then for Group C, Germany's pretty solid. And then Finland probably as well. Portugal depends on who a chronic can get to play with him. But yeah, I would assume Germany and probably Finland if I had to guess. So that is 8 that I just picked out. Only 7 are going to progress through. Pretty big deal. How they're going to do tiebreakers and stuff, we'll have to wait and see. So pretty important stuff. And then for the African region, obviously Morocco and hopefully SSA. We'll see how that plays out. But they will have 2 spots as well. 1 from each group is the look. So that's where we're at with those. Now, they do talk about all the participating regions and everybody in the qualifiers. They have everybody who is competing. But they do talk about some of the FAQs and things that are important. What are the online qualifiers? They just reiterate, hey, online qualifiers are to secure spots. They're different for each game, for each region. Each qualification process is unique. Why is it different? And it's based upon just competitive structuring. Like, it makes sense. And then how many teams qualify. Here's a quick iteration of each. So how do we make our teams that are competing? 2 from Asia East and OCE. 1 from Asia West. 2 from Africa. 7 from Europe. 1 from North and Central America, probably US. And then 2 from South America. Obviously, as you guys notice, no Saudi, right? And Curry brings it up in chat. There's no Saudi in here. They're the hosting region. Therefore, they automatically get a bid. There is no way that Saudi would take the risk and not have their own region compete in this. This is no different than when we had the Intel World Open with what was supposed to be a qualifying event in like Poland for the Intel World Open and stuff like that way long time ago before COVID. I'm pretty sure it was going to be in Japan or something like that. Japan automatically had a bid. The hosting country usually gets an automatic bid. So that is going to be the case. They're also the ones organizing it, funding it, putting it on. So makes sense. That is what I have for FIFA E. We do have a bunch of extra details. To my knowledge, prize pool is like 250K, I think I saw. But as always, any additional questions, let me know in the comments down below. Always appreciate it while you're down there. Hit up the socials. Subscribe, notifications, all that fun stuff. Join the Discord. See you in the next one. Peace.
Said that you hungry, I see it's just teething.